again, finally.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute.
There was an incident last Saturday.
There was yet another incident.
I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, but last Saturday was the biggest hangover I've had this year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you scroll back through some of the old podcasts, I'm pretty sure that was said once before, maybe even more than once before. Yeah.
I'm starting to think I could be replaced by a soundboard and just like you click the button and it will just say like, I'm hungover. I was hungover. Does this happen in Ireland?
You overindulged. You got excited. You had World Cup fever. Huh?
Yeah.
It's fair to say.
Well, because we did watch England. See, I can't even really remember that.
Well, this is it, you see.
Which isn't good. Because that England game was on early.
It was early enough, and I went home and ate after the game, like the little glutton I am. And you went on out and drank more, like the little glutton you are. I do remember I went to a shots bar towards the end of the night. A shots bar? Yeah, any bar that specialises in shots. I didn't even know what was a fucking thing. That's really how out of touch I am with the party lifestyle.
Me and a friend of the podcast, Breslin, once went to a shot bar in Cadiz, where all of the shots were Pokemon themed. So you'd have like one Squirtle, a couple of Charizards. They were all disgusting as far as I could tell.
I would say so.
Yeah.
But you were absolutely paralytic, I would say, by the time you left.
Yeah. There's only so many shots you can drink. It's not a sipping drink, is it, a shot?
Yeah.
What it is, it's a one sip.
Dare I say, you're absolutely blastoised. Huh?
Excellent.
Nice.
Thanks, guys. Funny. We'll see you next week because it's not going to get better than that.
Zinger. What a zing. That's mental. A shots bar.
Yeah.
I mean, that's never going to end well, mate. No wonder you were fucking dead of the world Saturday. This man never left his scratcher, as we say in Belfast, all day on Saturday. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I didn't leave the house until after Friday night. I didn't leave the house until Monday afternoon.
That's wild, mate.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. Tell a lie.
Sunday?
I did. On Sunday, took my girlfriend on a date to make up for the fact that I didn't have a heartbeat the day before. Where did I take her? Ask me where I took her.
Where did you take her?
The Dinosaur Museum.
Oh, yes.
Was this date for me or her? It was for me.
Of course it was.
No, it's that Cosmo Cassia place up on the hill. The big natural history museum.
Up on the hill?
Yes,
you went to Cosmo Cassia?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's a great place, mate.
Yeah, it's got an indoor rainforest.
It's so cool.
It's just lovely. Like, really, after like a 24-hour hangover, when you've got, those weird feelings inside you, sort of existential dread.
Yes.
You get a stitch. Like, I'm having a heart attack now. This is how I die.
This is how I check out.
Yeah, everything is terrifying. All you need is just to watch like tropical fish swim around.
And it's very soothing.
Yeah, it started raining inside the indoor rainforest. Watching a capybara, look for food. Nice. Fucking kids everywhere.
That's the only problem.
I was furious.
That's the only problem, you see. Yeah, man, I went to Cosmo Cassia too with big Johan, big Swedish lad who used to live here. It was one of our actually quite a few mandates that we went on together. Just the two of us.
Yeah.
We went to the art history museum as well together.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
that's a funny
let me clarify. We were just like we I don't know why, but we basically didn't have anybody else to go to like museums with, and I was relatively new in Barcelona.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go and see some of these places.
Yeah.
I will come with you, Michael. No problem. But we went to the art history. That's a really
gloss over the racist impression.
Swedish accent.
I don't have a leg to stand on there either. So.
Are we big in Sweden? Are we growing?
I mean, we're barely big anywhere.
Okay.
I don't think we've had a listener in the north of Europe yet.
Yeah, you know what? We should get Johan can spread the word for us.
I will focus the advertising in the north of Europe.
We need to crack the Scandinavian market.
I was going to mention to you, someone told me that because of the way we've set up our socials,
yes,
we're not going to get any audience outside of Spain.
How does that work?
Because we started it in Spain using Spanish numbers for like TikTok and, well, maybe not YouTube, but like, I don't know how Instagram works. But can the public see an Instagram?
Yeah, well, our Instagram is public, so people can, it's not like they can just scroll through our Instagram and they don't have to follow us, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so it'll pop up in the Twitter feed.
It'll like hit, It'll pop up maybe on their suggested.
Yes.
Their suggested follows.
Okay, so the only people who are going to get suggested are going to be Spanish people.
Yes.
Who will hate us just by the sight of my head.
That's something we can address post-pod, or maybe after or on Saturday when we reconvene.
Okay, yeah.
We need to get serious now.
I'll work some tech magic.
We need to crack. We're spreading. We're growing.
The first thing you need to do is stop eating biscuits while you're recording.
I'm trying to get it.
Because no one wants to listen to you chew very dry seedy biscuits.
I'm trying to do it quietly. I'm trying to get it out of the packet.
You've had 4 already. Put them down.
They're so tasty.
They are great.
They're called Gran Cereal, and they're from Italy.
Ooh.
I bought them in an Italian shop.
Those are the kind of biscuits that they would serve at like functions.
Yeah. A good function.
Yeah, and then if you're working at that function, you put the biscuits in your pocket for later, and then when you get home, they just completely turn to dust, and then you have to eat pocket crumbs.
They're full of fibre, I would say.
Yeah, fiber's something I need.
Anyway, back to what I was saying.
Yeah. Mandates.
We went on a mandate to what do you call it? Fucking the Art History Museum. Left the house, the jackets on, but I think it was actually in kind of like. It was probably like February, March. So it was a wee bit chilly. She had a wee jacket. Took the jackets off. Wearing the exact same jumper. Like more or less exactly. A pair of jeans. Pair of blue jeans.
Yeah.
And a wine coloured maroon sort of jumper. Totally matching.
Yeah.
I was to use a Northern Irish word, scondered. Fucking scondered. Which means like embarrassed as
also,
fuck. Like,
isn't this man exceptionally tall?
He's very tall.
Yeah.
It was like he was taking his wee boy out for a wee
not
day.
Not his wee boy, Michael. His side piece.
Yeah. Indeed. Yes. Well, he was. Yeah. It was. We got stares like.
Yeah.
And I said, "Man, do you realize we're wearing the same thing?" And he's sort of guy like he says, "I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I don't care. Do you care?" I was like, "No." Secretly, I did.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I wish I was wearing this."
When you're that tall, you don't care about anything.
Anyway,
we should start dressing matching.
Oh, that would be outrageous. Sometimes we do match, man. Have you noticed?
Yeah, like, the white t-shirt,
white
blue
t-shirt
jeans
thing.
thing.
We both have a thing for white t-shirts.
People have definitely picked up on that and make fun of us as well for it.
They have. Yeah. They have. Do you know what, man? Screw people. We do what we want. All right. We're not trying to please anyone. Look at us.
That's our problem, Michael. We do what we want without anyone okaying it or giving us permission.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
This is where we go down bad roads.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
Oh, that tea's good.
But yeah, I went to Cosmocassia. That was nice, looking at the animals.
It's very, as you say, it's a lovely Sunday activity, to be fair. You know,
yeah.
The Natural History Museum. That'll cure you of your existential dread.
Yeah, it did. I mean, this is nice doing the podcast without having the existential dread as well, because normally we do it on a Saturday.
Yes.
There's always a bit of it there. Like, what if the building falls down while we're recording? I'm always thinking that.
Yeah, and we're do you know what I'm going to say? We're very high up in your place.
Yeah, it is the tallest point in Western Europe.
Discombobulating.
Yeah, you mustn't look over the edge.
Yes, and then of course your neighbours are very, they're very eccentric. I would say.
Yeah.
You see a lot of, see everything.
There's too much glass and not enough underwear.
Yeah,
at that height.
It's truly something to behold.
So, people.
But it's a nice change of tone where we are tonight. We're on my balcony. On our wee balcony. It's quite tranquil.
And your girlfriend gave you specific instructions to be careful where you're sitting in case we have another accident with the lights.
Yes.
And what happened before we even started recording?
We had an accident with the lights.
We've had an accident. So we're sitting, listeners, in total darkness.
Yeah.
Talking to. I can barely see Michael. I think he's over there somewhere. I can just about perceive some movement. At any moment, he could leave me.
Don't believe a word of it. Yes, my electrician skills seem to have deserted me temporarily there, but they'll be back.
Well, electronic items, when they're around you, have a habit of accelerating through time and aging faster, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm so strong in the Force, like Yoda.
Go on.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Show you're working.
You know what? I've always been like that. I'm an electrified. You know?
Like, remember,
what can I say?
Remember when you didn't have a phone for like 2 months, so the only way to contact you was to just wait outside your room until you showed up?
I was a lot better for it.
Yeah,
My mind was clear. I had mental
That
clarity.
was still the happiest I've ever seen you.
Oh man, I was fucking late.
And then you had that phone that didn't understand how Google Maps or pins worked. So I'd drop you a pin on WhatsApp, and then your phone would just pick a completely different place to put that pin. Then you'd show up hours later, angry at me, because you said, you sent me to this fucking block of flats 3 neighborhoods over, and then I'd show you the pin I sent you, which was exactly where we were standing.
That was a rough period.
Yeah.
That phone. Speaking of Johan, he sold me a dud.
Yeah.
He fucking sold me that phone.
That was him who did it.
And the thing, I'd say I got about 4 good months out of it, and then it went to pot, and it would like, the screen would like multiply. You know, like the back, you'd be opening a window, and then it would like infinitely open.
I've never seen that happen. Yeah, I know what you mean, but like that was.
I think, as I said earlier, it's the force.
That was a bug that was like famous on Windows 98.
Yes.
Like it would just keep rendering itself. How you managed to do it with an iPhone, I have no idea.
I mean,
completely different operating system.
It fucking beats me. I don't know.
This is a tech podcast now.
We are a technology podcast.
Yeah.
But as I said many times, we float around many topics, and I'd say we're at least I'd say ill-informed to middling informed on a lot of things.
Yeah. That's what do they say? Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yes, exactly, my friend.
2 men talking about things they're not qualified really to talk about.
Yeah, but that you just give me mad flashbacks there of that phone.
Really?
That phone used to drive me insane. But at the time, I don't know why, but I had a weird attachment to it as well. It took me a long time, and eventually I got rid of it. Like,
it's like that though with phones. Like, you don't want to get, like, mine at the moment needs to go. It's barely held together anymore. Like, well, you can't see it because we're in total darkness, but it's just like, it's like a piece of broken glass that answers calls.
Well, this is it. But I mean, isn't that what a phone's supposed to be after all?
No.
I mean, I'm honestly thinking, like, we've gone too far.
Yeah.
We should just stop. Just stop. That's it.
What? Stop doing phones?
No more phones.
It'd be very funny.
No more updates.
Well, I don't really
we're done.
All I do, the only social media I have is the Breakfast Beers podcast TikTok, which I've been using exclusively to start arguments this week. We may get banned soon.
You've been arguing on the good TikTok?
I'm following a lot of people from North Korea. A lot of North Korean propaganda.
I thought we had fucking talked about this. We're supposed to be staying away from the Koreans.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll unsub.
Right.
But yeah, they've been causing me problems. And I've been having arguments with children. A lot of American children who keep posting things like, it's called soccer about the World Cup, and then just pointing out, asking them what the F in Los Angeles FC stands for. That's not going down well at all, because then they'll just post dates.
Is this you trying to grow the pod?
This is me. This is me alienating our American listeners before they've even existed.
Fuck it. Well, as I said, Sweden's the next priority.
Yeah, we'll break the Swedish market before we break the American market.
We boxed Mozambique up a long time ago. Now it's time to move into the Northern European countries.
I mean, they're calling it the podcast of Mozambique now. Yeah, well, that's number one selling. Stitcher, Apple Radio.
Absolutely.
Windows Media Player.
Yeah, we're going to do a live stream.
Kazaa, LimeWire. That's probably what they use in Mozambique.
We're going to do a live stream with the Mozambique fan club soon.
Yeah. Huh? That's what they'll tell us it is. In reality, we've been kidnapped and being held for ransom. 2 men, 2 European men ransomed by warlords from Mozambique without ever knowing that they had been kidnapped. The warlords later released them, citing that they were annoying.
I feel like we're saying a lot about Mozambique and we know fuck all about Mozambique.
I don't even know where it is.
It's down in Africa, isn't it?
It's where Black Hawk Down is set. That's all I know.
I think it was a Portuguese colony for a long time. I think it was the Portuguese now. I'm not 100% sure. But I think it was the Portuguese.
They're not Portuguese in Black Hawk Down.
Yeah. Well, it's set in the modern day, but I mean, or more modern. But back then, I think it was the Portuguese. Now, somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, no doubt.
It'll be me, the fact check.
Brazen, I'll be going, what are you on about? You don't know nothing. Somebody will pick me up. Yeah, or he may say, well done, McGreevy. You were right. Perhaps.
We'll see.
That could be a good feature.
What?
Fact check by our mutual friend, Kieran Breslin.
That'd be a dangerous feature.
I think it'd be very funny, though.
Drive him insane, this entire podcast.
If we had him recorded in.
Yeah.
Do you know?
We'll ask him to fact check some things.
Do you know what we forgot to do?
What?
We forgot to ask Sean for his contribution this week.
Nah.
We'll have to get it for the next one.
We'll get it for the big Saturday one.
We'll get it for Saturday.
Here's some exciting news, listeners. I've purchased a webcam now. So we were going to do a video podcast tonight before we realised that videos need lighting and we're in the dark.
We're in the dark.
Yeah, so it's not going to work.
I think it's cozy.
It is cozy, but I can't see anything. After a while, you lose your perception of where up and down is.
I see the good glasses are helping me.
Why?
I've got 360 vision for these things. Is that? Nah, 20/20 vision.
If your glasses are giving you 360 vision, you've been fucked over. You should have gone to Specsavers. You shouldn't be getting 360 vision.
I come out wrong. I'm not firing on all cylinders. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Usually by this time on a Wednesday, I'm lying on the sofa.
Oh, yeah. Watching Wednesday.
Watching. That's exactly it.
Yeah. Wednesday watching Wednesday.
Anyway, I'm going to try and chance one of these cookies.
You're going to take one? Okay.
Try not to make too much noise.
Try not to make too much noise. This is going to be very loud.
Please ignore the sounds in the background, listeners. Just.
Have you been watching the Wednesday?
The who?
Wednesday, the thing on Netflix about
I've heard about it now. I haven't watched
girl.
it. Now you'll have to enlighten me a wee bit now. Shed some light on this.
Well, it's about the Addams Family Girl Wednesday.
Your woman, yes.
Yes, but it's causing a media sensation, a social media sensation.
Right.
But I don't understand it. It's a bit questionable because it's a 20-year-old woman playing a 12-year-old girl.
Is she 12?
I don't know. I think she's meant to be young.
Jesus.
Either way, it's not right.
Okay.
Everyone's very much into it, though.
So they think that it's inappropriate?
I think it's inappropriate. Everyone else loves it.
They like it? You think it's inappropriate?
Yeah, I think it's a bit weird.
A 20-year-old playing a 12-year-old? I kind of know what you mean. Yeah, I suppose it's a wee bit weird.
Because everyone's going to sexualise it.
No harm done. As long as there's no, nothing blue.
No.
I presume there's nothing blue.
Well, I'm not really watching it properly. I'm staring at it. Got one eye on the TV, one eye on my phone most of the time.
Yes. I know. See, this is a modern day phenomenon. People can't just sit and watch something.
No, I can't.
You have to have the old phone.
I've got no what's it called, attention span anymore.
I think we're all developing weird little mental fucking tics or something.
I've noticed recently I don't bother remembering things like short term because what I do is I just type them into Google on like my phone or on my computer if I'm near there, and then just open a new tab. Yeah. So I just have tons of tabs open after a while to go back through them, and then like that's my memory.
To be fair, I do that too. Yeah, my laptop is just fucking tabs.
Which is
flat out.
Weird. Let's have a look at my memory recently. Let's see.
It's like what are we doing? There's a phrase I'm looking for here. We're exporting our memory.
Yeah.
Or like we're delegating our memory.
Yeah, that's it. Just
to the machine.
We're whoring it out to the machine.
Jesus.
So I've got ignore it short film.
Yeah.
I guess it's a short film I'm going to watch. Shadow of the Colossus. That's a game I want to buy. World Cup. And then, what's this?
I don't want to hear anything blue now. It's a family podcast.
Yeah, it's a family podcast. Oh, doubloons.
What's that?
I don't know. I haven't found it yet. I've seen the word doubloon. Well, it's a currency apparently.
Is it in German? No.
It's also a song by Rockout Scully, and it's an ancient currency. Ancient Spanish gold coin. But yeah, that's what my brain's been thinking about today.
Should I look at mine?
Yeah.
Do you think people will enjoy this, or will they be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, boys?"
You can have a look at yours. See if there's anything weird in there.
So the first thing that comes up, Tunisia, France World Cup.
Excellent.
Next one is Twitter. The next one is Twitter.
Oh no.
The next one's Twitter. Let's see what it was. Oh, it's our friend Honest Tom, the entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Tom, who is I'd say he's a expanding social media business.
He's not as big as us, but yeah.
Well, I mean, give the guy a chance. Of course, he's not as big as us. Like, so, and the other thing I have here on Twitter is, what's that? Just more football stuff. Yeah. But you know what you'll find interesting? The next tab I have here that I opened last week, it's called King of Tory Island.
What's that?
So the King of Tory Island.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Is that an island of Tories?
So no.
Uh-huh.
So Tory is originally an Irish word actually,
mm-hmm.
but it's an island off the coast of Donegal.
Okay.
That for a long time it had a king. and I'm not even sure. I don't even know if they have a king now, but the King of Tory was this fella Patsy Dan.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I'd opened up this tab, but came up in conversation, something to do with islands.
Yes.
And I was explaining, there's an island off Donegal, and they have a king, or they had a king. The poor fucker, oh God love him, but he's dead now. Like, God rest him. But here he is, Patsy Dan, and doesn't he look very regal? If you were to paint an Irish king, you know,
no, he just looks like a man in a hat.
And he's playing squeeze box.
Not really a kingly thing.
Well,
sorry,
I don't know what your definition of a king is.
Well,
we're not all killing our wives and chopping our heads off.
Speaking of kings, I've just gone back through my memory here. The Liver King. There was a leaked email this week.
Yeah.
Guess what? You'll never believe this.
What's that?
The Liver King was on steroids the whole time.
Mate.
I mean,
are you serious?
Talk about having your dreams shattered.
Fuck me.
He was on tons of them, apparently.
Liar. He's a liar.
Yeah. I searched that on Tuesday evening, and then the rest of Tuesday evening, I just searched V-neck crochet sweater, V-neck crochet sweater sleeveless, V-neck crochet sweater sleeveless men, V-neck crochet sweater sleeveless woman. So maybe I was looking for one for women. Then just crochet vest, and then crochet vest patterns, and then V-neck crochet sweater patterns. Easy. I think at some point I was thinking about taking up knitting or crochet.
It certainly sounds like it.
Yeah.
It certainly sounds like it, Tom.
Yeah, terrible idea for me. It's the last thing I need.
It's not the sort of habit that I would have put you down for.
No, I shake too much.
That's true. You've got the old trembles.
Yeah, terrible trembles.
The trembling hand.
Trembling man.
But here, let me give a little bit more context for the King of Tory. Just so, because people might be interested. The King of Tory was a customary title used by inhabitants of the island of Tory off the coast of Donegal. The title was last claimed by Dublin-born, the man was born in Dublin, Patsy Dan Rogers, who I met.
Okay.
Whilst he was king.
Oh, you met this king?
I have met a king, my friend. I have met a king.
Okay.
I helped him get his shopping in Tesco's. And I also met him in the bar when he was playing the squeeze box. And he was on the pints. And it was fucking great crack. And he only spoke in Irish, but he spoke English too. Like, but you know, he was
I have a question.
goer.
I have a question. When somebody predominantly speaks in Irish,
yes,
but they also speak a bit of English, do they have like an accent?
He's fluent in English. Like,
yeah, but do they have an accent? Like when Spanish people speak English, you can tell that they're Spanish because of their accent.
They sound like Irish people speaking English because that it's not our native language. That's why we kind of sound a bit fucking weird.
So he sounds like you when he speaks English.
Great. Actually, even better, because you invented the language.
Yeah.
And the Irish people perfected it.
Okay.
Right?
I guess.
Don't challenge me on this.
Okay, we'll let that one go. Because you're holding your mug of tea over my laptop and you're looking angry. I'm just going to say yes until you take a sip and put it down.
Yeah, no, well, funny enough, that part of Donegal is like sort of West Donegal. It's a very strong accent when they speak English. They speak Irish too.
Yeah.
It's very particular. I wouldn't even try an attempt to do it. But it's distinct. Yeah, okay. It's quite distinct. You know?
Did you hear the news about what happened locally?
Locally?
What they found in the bins around the corner.
I did. Sure. My girlfriend works in the building right beside where it happened.
What? Really?
Yeah.
So, listeners, nearby us, there's some bins, and in those bins there was a suitcase, and in that suitcase, a tiny man.
Yeah, they found a dead man in a suitcase.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was dead.
So apparently, that's what I heard. You know, in Barcelona, you see a lot of people hoking the bins.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean by hoking the bins?
Like just poking about. Yeah. It seems to be acceptable to do that here. I see people like walking up to the crosswalk. Yeah. And while they're waiting for the man to turn green, they'll just have a poke around the bin, see if they can find something.
And a lot of the time, it would be sort of people who are down on their luck or whatever, right?
I've seen people in suits doing it.
I was about to say, but other times you do see people who like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
They're just like, having a nosy, like.
Is that some Fruit Loops?
Yeah.
Just like going through them. Get your hand out of there.
Well, this is it. So some guy was hoking the bin near there, and he fucking found this suitcase.
Yeah. Probably
a bit of weight to it. He probably thought, the fuck's in this?
Yeah.
Opens it up, and he's like, could you imagine the horror of that? Apparently he was screaming. I'm sure he was.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, the muscles showed up. Apparently the muscles showed up like an hour later or something. They took fucking
ages. Yeah.
Probably the siesta time.
Yeah, well, and now it's a good time for them. I was actually. That geezer got stabbed and like they didn't show up for ages, and he was just sitting there like holding his stab wound.
It's grim, mate. But yeah, so there's now even I won't finish that sentence actually. Lots of people were talking about it today.
Yeah,
it's the talk of the town basically.
But is it foul play or? Well, it must be.
Well,
yeah. I'm trying to think how that could accidentally happen.
I think it's safe to say it's foul play.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh no!
Jeez, Tom, you could have been a fucking inspector in another life. You kind of look a wee bit like a cop with this mustache you're rocking as well.
Me, a New York cop.
Imagine me and you as a wee detective duo.
That'd be terrible.
That'd be very funny.
It'd be terrible for the populace. It'd be great for us.
You're like the autistic Holmes, you know. But Holmes is autistic, I suppose, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I'm your wee Watson.
You
know.
Both of us just equally shit at our job, ruining the crime scene, spilling cans of beer all over the forensic desk.
Move over, Cumberbatch. Here comes Cumberbatch and Freeman. Get out of town. 6
weeks later. At this point, we do suspect foul play in the multiple gunman shooting in the nightclub.
But was it intentional?
Yeah.
That's the question I'm asking myself, Watson.
It's clear, Watson. These guns have bullets in them.
Oh, yeah.
Man, there was because I heard about it. Like, they found him in a bin. It reminded me of this horrible story.
The poor guy, we shouldn't be making jokes. We're not making light of it. Like, we're not making light of what happened to the poor guy. It's just it's the talk of the town. But anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
You know, there's this kid back in, I can't remember, it's like some university town. And he left like a nightclub after having an argument with a bunch of his mates.
Oh, shit.
And he was walking around and he was like pissed, like stumbling around the town centre. They had loads of CCTV of him. And then he walked into this area.
Right.
Like, not very big, like a couple 100 meters of street or crossroads or something where the CCTV didn't cover.
Oh, shit.
And he never came out. But then, like, lots of people walked through there throughout the night, including some of his mates.
Mm.
So all his mates are arrested and they're like, what have you done with him? What have you done with him? Like, we haven't touched him. Like, his parents were like, we know they've done something to him. Like, where is he? Like, if you've hurt him, just tell us. Like, we just want to get him back. Time goes by and they're like, yeah, like, he's obviously dead. But what's going on? Like, these poor kids are in lockup and everything, getting grilled. And then eventually they're talking about him. They're like, we had an argument that night, but we're friends all the time. And so they just got to talk to him. Like, what was he like? And he's like, yeah, he'd get drunk sometimes. Like, just get blackout drunk. Like, he wasn't just being a dick. So we sent him home. But he had this habit of when he was really drunk, crawling into skips and wheelie bins and falling asleep. And then they looked back.
Bad habit, mate.
Then they looked back at the CCTV black spot where he disappeared. And there's wheelie bins there. And then this is 6 months later when they think, maybe he fell asleep in the wheelie bin and we've missed him. And they look at, like, because when...
But you're not checking a big wheelie bin? No? In a wheelie bin?
Yeah. So you rolled it up to the back of the lorry and then it lifts it up and it just tips it in, it crushes it. And they weigh the lorries, apparently, when they go into landfills and take, like, the average. And early that morning, like, when they emptied and when they went to the landfill, these lorries... Because like a person's a lot, like 100 kilograms in it sometimes.
This is horrible.
Yeah, and it was like something like 90 kilograms over its usual weight. One of them.
Dear me.
And then by that time, it's like 7, 8, 9 months later. So they have to turn around to the parents and go, look, I think the lads are innocent. This is a death by misadventure. Fuck. And by this point, of course, like they're not going to get the body back. It's buried in a landfill.
God knows where it is. Oh, yeah. Mate, that is awful. That's awful.
It's fucking horrible, isn't it? Yeah.
Jesus Christ, mate. Oh, no.
Happy Wednesday. Halfway through the week.
Over the hunt.
Are you taking your garbage out tomorrow? Careful you don't fall in.
Oh, mate.
It's gnarly, isn't it?
That's one way to describe it. Gnarly. Yeah. That's definitely gnarly. Okay, so anyway, what about the World Cup? Are you cheering anyone?
Well, oh, mate, it's so fucking weird last night. I don't know if I can tell this story actually.
What's that? Oh, you want to? Is it?
I was with a friend of the podcast who's going to remain nameless, but we know him.
Okay.
And he had bought a friend as well.
Brought a friend?
He had bought another friend along.
Give me some context here. Where were you?
I was in Flaherty's.
Oh, you were out last night?
Yeah.
You were out last night?
Yeah.
On a Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I only had
You're
one
out of
or two.
control, man.
I had a halloumi sandwich as well to line the stomach.
A halloumi sandwich?
Yeah.
That's the most middle class thing
Yeah.
I've ever seen. Right, go ahead.
On a brioche bun.
So you were down in a well-known Irish drinking hole in Barcelona.
And it was England versus Wales.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm English, but from Wales, ancestrally.
Yes.
And there was one of our friends was there, and he brought a friend from home who might be a fan of the podcast. So if you're listening to this, Daddy's not angry.
Okay.
But
I don't know who this person is.
Yeah, you don't know this person. But anyway, when England started winging, this guy was going, fuck the Welsh. Scum, the Welsh are fucking scum. Oh, I fucking hate them, dirty bastards.
He was from England?
He was from England. He's sitting next to me.
I thought you were describing the guy from, you said he was like, from Ireland. He's from England?
This guy was from England, yeah.
Okay, you have to tell me after.
Yeah, and our mutual friend, me and this guy's mutual friend, was just like, aren't you Welsh? And I was like, yeah, just don't tell him. Leave it till later, then explain to him.
Yeah.
Because it was so fucking awkward.
Was he like calling them sheep shakers and all that there?
Everything under the sun. And he was like, I don't know why football brings out like vitriolic hatred in people.
It's mad, isn't it?
He was just saying like, no, I genuinely don't like him. I genuinely don't like him. And it's like,
relax, mate.
I could understand if it was like a warfare centered country like the USA or even like England. I can understand genuinely not liking them. But Wales, that's like hating giraffes.
How
like giraffes are the most
Wales?
useless. Yeah, Wales are just the giraffes of the international world. Like, they're harmless.
That's mental. So I don't like that. See, whenever you're like, don't get me wrong, I could be quite theatrical, we'll say, when I'm watching football. But I don't like when it starts to veer into like being nasty about where somebody's from. But at the same time, I'm one to talk. Some of the stuff that comes out of my mouth when I watch football is awful. Like. But I like to think I'm not being xenophobic.
Yeah, it wasn't so much like I didn't mind the xenophobia. Also, like I'm white, blonde, until nothing bad can happen to me without a severe inquiry happening first. Like I'll be fine. But it was like the xenophobia against Wales. Yeah, it's just a weird country to hate.
Of all the countries to pick,
I told you I had a cousin once. He was a Welsh nationalist. He was part of like a Welsh terrorist organisation. He lived next door to a police station.
They were like the WRA or something.
Yeah. Like that. Well, like, the police knew about it, but they were like, you're essentially harmless. Like, occasionally they make a plan to blow up a ridge.
This is it.
But then they'd all just end up phoning a farmer, and the farmer would be like, oh, I'm going to have to tell on you again. It's like, they asked me for fertiliser. Naughty boys. Yeah.
This is it. You see, I've met a few, funny enough, I've met a few Welsh nationalists.
I can imagine you have, actually.
I met them in Letterkenny. So there's a thing called the Pan-Celtic Festival, which is like a celebration of Celtic culture, music, dance, storytelling, all this stuff, right? And the languages, obviously. And it gets held in Wales or Scotland or Ireland, and they sort of or maybe even Cornwall as well. They sort of change the where who gets it, and it was in Letterkenny one year. Yeah. And there was a bunch of fucking Welsh guys in the bar, in the local bar, in the cottage. Yeah. And the crack was 90, man. They were such good crack, and they were singing. There was a boy did a spoken word thing about Welsh republicanism, and it was like, but it was like an ode to Ireland. So it was like praising Ireland, and then saying, "Don't forget about us," and in Wales and all this kind of stuff. It's mental, and they were like proper, like staunch Welsh separatists. Like they were like, "Fucking, we're not." British, you know,
it's bizarre, like
Wales,
they're so into it, but
I didn't realize that there was that element in Wales,
they really believe it, but it doesn't change the fact that as a country, I can't really see it ever be able to support itself.
No, I don't think so. Like, to be honest, well, listen. I just said I don't think so. I don't have a fucking clue. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I am ignorant on this issue, whether or not Wales can fucking sustain themselves.
Let's not start a fight with the Welsh nationalists.
But yeah, they were. The crack was good with them. There's a load of Scottish people and all too.
They're very funny Welsh people.
Proper fun, like
very funny.
I am currently scrolling on the old Breakfast Beers Instagram.
We could do one question, I reckon.
Oh well, we could do one question, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're going to save the rest of the questions for Saturday.
Yeah, but the issue is because we're recording now, and the podcast comes out tomorrow. Means I have to edit this tomorrow at some point or tonight.
Do you think this is? I don't think it's going to be a massive edit.
Hopefully not,
because we haven't said anything too wild.
Hopefully not. We just have to find some podcast highlights, maybe check some facts.
Nice one.
But
Well, I want to give a special shout out.
Oh yeah.
To a loyal fan.
Yeah.
A man who's been there since the very start of Breakfast Beers.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen our meteoric rise to the top.
Yeah.
Right? And he's been with us the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about time the man got a mention. And the man is Jeff.
Good old Jeff.
The Bowl Jeff.
Angel eyes.
He has the most beautiful eyes we've ever seen in our lives. Gorgeous man with the best laugh. His laugh is infectious.
We'll get him on the podcast as soon as he's out here.
Oh, he would be delightful on the pod. We would just have to make him laugh, and people would be like, "Oh, that's the fucking most charming laugh I've ever heard in my life."
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
You know.
Just get that as an audio clip.
But yeah,
Make it to a ringtone.
We want to shout out Jeff because every week he sends us wee messages encouraging us. Keep it lit, boys. You're doing great. And we just want to say, Jeff, we appreciate you. We see you, and we know that you're part of our loyal following.
Here's what we're going to do, Jeff. The next webcam episode is dedicated to you.
Yes.
No, I said webcam episode there. It made it sound like we're going to do some sort of erotic display. It's not going to be like that. It's just going to be... It's going to be on Saturday. We're going to record things, and it's going to be dedicated to Jeff.
If people have to dig deep if they want to see any of that content, it's behind a paywall, baby.
That's a €10 tier on Patreon.
Okay, so what should I read out? What Jeff said. So he said, lads, keep it up. One for every day of the week. Legend. And then he says, as with knowing you in real life, the best bits are Tom's sheer surprise at Ireland facts and Michael's dulcet tones explaining the ways of our people. What a legend.
That's great.
So he likes that little sort of cultural exchange that happens between us.
We could do an entirely separate podcast just about you in Ireland, you explaining Ireland to me.
Ireland according to fucking
Michael. My perception of Ireland and the realities of Ireland.
Yeah, I would get a lot of hate mail probably from a lot of Irish people. What the fuck are you talking about, you fucking agent?
Yeah, I do sometimes get the sense that you've got a very, what's the word? Like a narrow view of Ireland.
Excuse me?
You just have
narrow?
Your perception of Ireland maybe isn't shared by everyone in Ireland.
Perhaps. But well, obviously. But like, they call it narrow.
Yeah, narrow is the wrong word.
What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. Narrow. Well, perhaps. Yeah. Well, I suppose we all have a narrow view on things. Like, nobody can be the seeing eye of everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We all have our own little fucking things that we cling on to and weird little foibles. And, you know, Tom, is every man not a mystery to himself?
You're taking your glasses off.
I'm taking my glasses off.
You're doing the thing where you try and look pensive, but because you can't see me, you're just squinting angrily through the darkness, and all I can see is two blue eyes floating.
No, Tom, you see, I'm delving deep into the psyche, into the Irish psyche, and you see it not, my friend.
Your Irish psyche is very different to, say, a man who might wear orange a lot of the time. Is that an Irish joke? Did I make an Irish joke?
You did. You made an Irish joke. Very good, Tom.
The studying's paying off.
Yes. So, are we at the limit of the time, or what? Are we have a time limit?
We're coming up to 40. I think.
40 will have to do us. This
week.
I
can't do too much tomorrow.
We're busy.
But here's the deal, listeners.
Yes.
They're listeners at the moment. But next time you hear us, you may well be viewers.
You could be viewers.
Depends whether or not I work out how the software works. But I've got the whole of next week off.
Yes.
And no one else has. So it's either learn how to edit videos. It's either learn how to edit videos or go full time on drinking. Which, I mean, yeah.
It could end up either way.
Yeah.
It's 50-50.
Why not both?
60-40.
70-30.
Yeah. Now we'll look into it definitely. I think it'll be fun. I think people will like to see us goofing around in our little ways.
I think people should like to see our tracksuits. Paunch watch. We can show them how big our bellies are getting now instead of describing them.
We can show our paunches off.
When we see people being strange around the neighbourhood, the viewers can now see those people as well.
Oh, is that legal? Can we do that? I don't know if we can do that. Can we?
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We have the best lawyer. We have the best law team.
Yeah.
Legal team.
Legal team.
We have the best. We have the best legal team going.
The Breakfast Beers Podcast International has got some great subdivisions, but the legal team really is up there.
Yeah. Well, we have a London lawyer and a public sec lawyer in Niall Garman is our attorney at law.
Yeah.
In all things Spanish.
Yes.
But of course, we have to have one in London too for international stuff.
Yeah. The London office.
That's obviously Sean.
Yeah, Sean Cole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we cut that last part out. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, listeners, thank you for listening. We appreciate the fact that you've been hanging in there with us.
Yeah.
Sticking with us. Sticking with the boys. Huh?
We'll be back next week, hopefully with a video episode.
Yeah.
Till then, stay cool.
Stay cool. Be naughty. Be nice. And as we said before, like, share, and tell people.
Exactly, yeah.
Word of mouth, baby.
Word of mouth is the only way we're going to grow.
The old-fashioned way.
We don't understand advertising.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.